Namaste, everyone. I'd like to continue on the topic of self-love today and talk about a very pertinent aspect, which is emotions. Unfortunately, most of us still live in a world where the aspect of emotions is not paid much attention to. Things are changing now, but for most adults of our generation, we have not received any education whatsoever on how to identify emotions. Well, we haven't even been told that it is important to identify them. Most of the times we're taught to suppress. But here we haven't received any education on how to identify emotions, and then no education about going further than that at all. What do you do once you identify an emotion? How do you process it? How do you transmute it? How do you go beyond it? How do you allow it and facilitate it to enrich your life? And again, this is something quite simple. It's something that brings me great delight and joy in my own work when clients come to me, and so many times life has been so hard, and all I need to do is tell them, go to that moment which is disturbing you and just feel what you're feeling. And so many times that's all it takes. They are so surprised. Is it that easy to let go of pain? And you know what? Many times, yes, it is. We've been raised to believe that there are two options when we feel an emotion. Either you take the trash out, throw it on somebody else. So if you're feeling angry, you either shout or scream or hit someone or break something, or you sort of drink the poison yourself. Now remember this story of Shiva, where he drinks the poison of that comes up during the churning of the ocean. Remember hearing this story as a little child, and my mother telling me that when you drink the poison of the world, don't drink it and allow it to poison all your intestines and organs and kill you. But at the same time, you don't throw it up. You don't throw the acid on other people either. And I said, then what do you do? She said, you hold it in your throat. And I never really understood what that meant. What does that mean? What do you do keeping that in your throat, Now, throat is the chakra of communication, of the expression of communication and creativity. And that's one of the best places to redirect all of that poison. One of my own most delightful discoveries was when I was conducting a meditation class, and it was the first time I was guiding them through art therapy, and I was doing it myself too. And I remember painting something, and as I painted, I had this intense anger come up. Now, normally in meditation retreats, when anger of that magnitude came up, I would get sick. So I was a little bit disturbed. I thought, okay, it's come up now, chances are I'll be sick. And then I proceeded to make another painting. By the time I was done with the second one, all the anger had gone and I was completely fine, and I was really surprised. But this is something I have found as I've moved forward after that point as well, that art has no abreaction. There is no side effect. There is no aggravation of the pain like most therapies we use. If we do something, there's always a worsening sometimes before it gets better, but I have never seen this happening with art. So, there is, of course, the easy way sometimes, and sometimes the excruciatingly painful way to just sit through our feelings. And I should pause and remind you over here that it is not just negative feelings that are hard to feel. When you start becoming more and more aware, a lot of us find that our body freezes up a lot more during positive emotions. We are far more terrified of joy than we are of pain. Anyhow, so it's not just about feeling them. Yes, if you can sit down, feel it in every cell of your body, and there's a good chance that you'll be done. That's it, you felt it. Feeling is healing. But sometimes it's too intense, it's too hard, and we don't have the mental space or just the strength to go through this. And that's when you take up a brush or some sketch pens, or you turn up the volume and you dance, or just forced laughter, even. You know, write about it. That's why journaling helps. Write poetry. Take all that pain and transmute it into something beautiful. It is not to indulge in art as an escape from all of these things, but to let art help us express all this pain. And that is why the most effective art therapy is when we are not concerned about how pretty or ugly it looks, because sometimes it can look really, really bad. Sometimes we can dance like lunatics. Most of our dance meditations, I think if someone walked in, they'd be like, what have these people run away from the mental asylum? So it's not pleasing to look at all. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Transmute your pain. Let it make you more beautiful. Let it light up your life. Your body is not a place to store them. So that's all for today. Thank you, and bye bye.